Hi, welcome to Tuts Plus. My name is Bob Flisser, and I want to show you an essential feature of Microsoft PowerPoint that many people overlook, and that is how to use master slides. When you want to give an overall format to a PowerPoint presentation, don't apply the formatting to every slide individually, because not only is that time-consuming, but it's very easy to be inconsistent. Maybe you apply a font of, say, size 14 on one slide, and maybe then you slip and apply size 13 on another slide. And once you do that, what happens if you change your mind? Maybe you want to change a color or font, then you have to go through the entire presentation making changes to individual slides. That just compounds the problem. Now, you might know that in the Windows version of PowerPoint, you could go to the Design tab, or on the Mac version, you could go to the Themes tab and apply one of these themes. And that's great, but what if you want to make some changes later on? Or maybe you don't want to use these themes at all. They're used by so many millions of people. Maybe you want to create your own formatting. That's what master slides are all about. You use master slides to apply formatting to a whole presentation or to just selected layouts, like maybe just bulleted slides or just chart slides. And then if you need to change formatting later, you could change just those layouts, and it's just as quick. And even when you use master slides, you can still format individual slides if you want later on. Now, this is going to work the same way mostly in any version of PowerPoint and on both Windows and Mac, although the screens will be somewhat different from one version to another. If you want to follow along in this tutorial using your own PowerPoint files, that's great, you can do that. Or if you want, you can use the PowerPoint file that I provide for you on the Tuts Plus website. And you can see up here, I've called it Using PowerPoint Masters. I'm also supplying a photo, and we'll use that later on. So let's take a look at this presentation here. We have 5 slides, and we have really 4 layouts. The first slide here is a title slide. The second one is bullets. Third one is bullets, and you notice that I have a couple of second-level bullets. The fourth slide is a title and a picture, and the fifth slide is a title and a chart. Okay, let's just go back to the title slide. And to get to the master view, the easiest way is this. Down here on bottom, you can see we have a bunch of little icons there. And this one here that's selected is for normal view. Now, if you're using the Mac, this icon is going to be in the far lower left corner. I'm in Windows, so I have this one. So this is normal view. What you want to do, and this is on either Windows or Mac, hold the Shift key down. And when you have the Shift key held down, click. And that brings you into the master view. Now, on the left side, here you have the layouts. And let me scroll up here to the top. This one here that's selected by default is the master layout for the title slide. And when I roll my mouse over it, you can see it says that. And over here, I've got title and content. I have a section header and all these other different layouts, like this one here, title only, what we saw a moment ago. Let me scroll up to the top. You notice that all of these are indented under this one here, which is the slide master for this entire theme. I'll click that. And there's kind of a parent-child relationship here. And the deal is this. When you want to give an overall format, it's best to come up to this one here, to the slide master, give that a background, fonts, bullets, whatever. Those will cascade, those formats that you do will cascade down onto these below, to these layouts. Then if you want, you could format these layouts individually. One thing, though, before we do any formatting is, since we're in Master View, notice we have a brand new tab here called Slide Master. And when you're ready to get back into regular view, you see over here on the right side of the ribbon, we have this button to close Master View. And you could click that, or you could go back down over here to the regular normal view button and click that. Either way. So let's start with a background. What I'm going to do is I'll just put my mouse pointer somewhere over here on the background of the slide, click the right mouse button, and go over here to Format Background. And I'm using the 2013 version of PowerPoint. If you're using the 2010 or 2007 version of PowerPoint, you'll get a dialog box coming up. And you'll also get a dialog box coming up if you're using the Mac version, at least the 2011 version of PowerPoint. The 2014 version hasn't come out yet. Anyway, over here on the right side, I have this Format Background dialog box, and I want a gradient fill. So I'll click this button over here. And since this is a presentation about Vermont, I want a greenish. So I'll go over here where it says Preset Gradients. You see the tooltip is kind of hanging off the edge of the screen there. I'll click that and I'll choose one of these. I'll choose this one here. Now, if you're using a Mac, there are no pre-built gradients, at least not up to the 2011 version. If you read my article on the Tuts Plus website, you'll see I've detailed how to create your own gradient on the Mac. Now, you could go, if you want, and make all kinds of changes and little minor tweaks here to the gradient. That's beyond the scope of this tutorial. Let's go and change the font. So I'll go over here. It says click to edit master title style. I'm going to click inside this title style. Make sure my cursor is there. I'll go up to the Home tab. And I have different fonts than you may have, but I'll choose a font that you probably do have. Also, in theory, I should not have to select the text here to format it, because there's no such thing as giving a font to some of this text and not to all of the text. Well, not in the master. You can certainly do that on the slide itself. But I've noticed that it tends to be a little quirky. So I'm going to select it, even though I shouldn't have to. Sometimes I might have to. So I'll click on this drop down here, and I'm going to choose Brush Script. Deselect that, and there's a good chance you have that on the Mac as well. And now I want to give a font to the text down here, so I'll click in there, and same thing, I'll just select all of this text here. You really should have to do that. And I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to choose maybe Franklin Gothic Book. And you'll probably have that on the PC and on the Mac as well. Notice that when I changed the font, that did not change the size. So these each retain their individual sizes. And notice also in the size box, I have that little plus sign. So that's indicating that it's 18 points and other sizes as well. I'll just deselect that. And also, let's apply different bullets, because these are all pretty much the same default boring bullets. So I'll just click here in the first one. I don't even have to click on the edge. I can click anywhere here. I'm still in the Home tab. I'll go up here to bullets, and I'll choose maybe these. And for the second level, I'll click, and I'll go back here. This is Vermont, so black diamonds, I think, are certainly appropriate. So as we're doing that, you notice that because I'm doing that in the master, that's now carrying down into each of the individual layouts. So let's go and modify one of the individual layouts separately. I'll come down, and this one here, title only, I'll choose that one. For this one, instead of a green gradient background, I want a picture. So over here, I'm still going to be in Format Background. Now, if you've closed it on your version, remember you could always right-click and choose Format Background and bring up the dialog box. And I'll go over here and choose Picture or Texture Fill. Again, it might be labeled a little differently on different versions. And I'm going to click over here where it says Insert Picture from File. Again, yours might be slightly different on a different version. And now I'm just going to find where I have this file called pptsnowscene.jpg. That's the other file that's in the zip that I put on the Tuts Plus website. So I'm going to double click it. And boom, it's fit right to the slide. I want to make this text here a little easier to read, so I'm just going to make that white. So I'll click here, and again, I should not have to select it, but sometimes you need to, even though you really shouldn't have to. And I'll go over here, still on the Home tab, and I'll make that white, deselect it so it's easier to read. Okay, we're done formatting. I'm going to close this task pane here in PowerPoint 2013. I'll just click this little X. And let's go back to the presentation. And as I said before, there's two ways of doing it. You could go down here and click the Normal View button. Again, if you're using a Mac, you could click the Normal View button down here in the lower left, or you could go to the Slide Master tab and click Close Master View. And now we're back. And let's take a look at what we've got. So here's the first slide, the title slide. And the second one, you notice that on the title slide and on the bullet slide, the title is the same format, it's the black brush script. Here we have the buttons that we chose. Go to this one here, and we have the first level and the second level buttons with those black diamonds. Now, when I go to this one here, you might be wondering, okay, this one is title and picture. This one here, we have title and graph, why is this one getting the picture and the white text and this one is not? And the reason is these two slides, slides 4 and 5, are based on different layouts. So over here on slide 4, if I go over here to the layout button and I click the down arrow, I can see highlighted this is based on title and content. That's a title and content layout. If I go here to slide 5 and I click the layout button, I can see here this is title only, and it's the title only master that I formatted with the picture and the white colored text. Now, formatting the masters aren't just for these slides that we already have. We will get those formats when we add slides. So let's do that. Let's go over here to the new slide button. I'll click that. And notice title only, even the thumbnail is showing us what we've got. But before I do that, let's say I want regular title and content. I'll click that. I have this and notice that I've got that bullet, that custom bullet that I had. And now if I insert another new slide that's based on title only, I have this and it's blank title and we have the picture and I can put anything on there that I want. So you can see why master slides are so cool, and they've been part of PowerPoint just about since the beginning, easily since version 2. So you could apply formatting just once or to one layout slide, and all of the formatting is in place, not just for existing slides, but for any new slides that you add. So now you don't have to depend on PowerPoint's built-in templates, and if there's a certain look that you have to use for your company or that you just want to use, now you could go do it on your own. I think this is a great but often overlooked feature of Microsoft PowerPoint.